Okay, we haven't learned about this topic yet, but we touched some of this Dhamma of Bodhipakkhiya Dhamma already. There are 37 of them. We did touch on the Satipatthana, the foundation of mindfulness. We did touch on the Itipada. Today you learn again, right? Shanta, Viriya, Citta, Vimamsa. And the Indriya, right? The sense factors. The 5 power we learned already. We have faith or sattha, we have effort or viriya, we have mindfulness or sati, we have concentration or samadhi, we have panya or wisdom. And today we will be learning this one, the Bojjhanga. There are 7 of them. And another one on the list is the Eightfold Path, which we will be learning sometime in the later session. So the Bodhipakkhiya Tham, Pakkhiya mean on the side of what? On the side of Bodhi. Bodhi mean knowing, knowledge, mean enlightenment. Okay, so this factor, they are on the side of enlightenment. So you can practice any of this. They drag you toward the same path, the path of achieve enlightenment, the path of being better person, happier person, a wiser person. And in fact, we did come across the Sammapatthana. You may not familiar with the name, but you learn already, even today, from Luang Pi Waravut, the Sammapatthana, right? The effort to give up the bad thing, to prevent the bad thing from happening, to acquire the good thing, to sustain the good thing that's happening. That's called Sammapatthana. But all these, there has the detail, okay, which I don't see it in here in the curriculum of the elementary level, but we touch on some of this, from time to time. But just want you to see the big picture first before we start jumping into it. Okay, this one we learned already. The 5 powers, right? Panchaphala. They are one of these 37 items in Bodhipakkhiya Dhamma. We have faith. It has faith. It has effort or viriya. It has mindfulness or sati. It has concentration or samadhi. It has panya or wisdom. So you see them again. So you should memorize them by now. And you should know what they mean by now. What it means by sati. What it means by samadhi. What it means by panya. What it means by viriya. What it means by faith, right? Viriya is the right effort. Samma vayama. Viriya or vayama mean effort, right? Mindfulness is samma sati or right mindfulness. Concentration or samma samadhi, right? It's right concentration. And all 2 of these, they consider the group of panya. You see, when you study the 4 Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, you see them again. And that's a good news, right, to see them often. But the important thing is you should be able to connect the dot and see how they related in each particular Dhamma that they appears. And this is the one that the Buddha mentioned before he get into this particular Dhamma about the factor of enlightenment. He said, these 7 factors of enlightenment, he mentioned to Venerable Kassapa, they are well expounded by whom? Me mean the Buddha. Cultivated and much developed by me. And when cultivated and much developed, they conduce to full realization, perfect wisdom, to Nibbana. Okay. In other words, if someone following these 7 factors, just like the Buddha did, it will take that person to Nibbana experience, to experience Nibbana. So that's why, that means this teaching is important, right? If you want to know how to realize Nibbana, this is one of the teachings that the Buddha teach. If you do this, you get there. The growth of the bhikkhu, the development, the growth of the bhikkhu is to be expected, not their decline. In other words, if you do this, following this, you only grow. You cannot fail. What are those things? So as long as they cultivate the 7 factors of this enlightenment, namely the mindfulness or sati, the investigation into phenomena. This is another interesting translation for the word Dhamma. Many Buddhist scholars translate phenomena on behalf of the word Dhamma in Pali. Okay, which is make a lot of sense. Dhamma is broad. Something that happening is phenomena. This is the Dhamma. The energy, the viriya, the bliss, the piti, the tranquility, the passaddhi, the concentration, the samadhi, and the equanimity or the upekkha. There are 7 of them on the list that lead to the realization of Nibbana. The Bojjhanga is the term in Pali. Bojjhanga. Sometimes in Thai we call Bojjhangko. Bojjhanga has 7 comprised of 7 factors. The first one, mindfulness or sati. What comes to your mind when you hear the word sati by now? I will get to the meaning in a moment. Second one is called dhammavicaya. Okay, this may be new. Dhammavicaya is dhamma and vicaya. Vicaya means investigate. Okay, scrutinize. Viriya. Okay, you hear viriya many times today from the previous session and in my session. Viriya usually translate to effort, right, or energy. And somehow I really like this term, energy. Why viriya refer to energy? Why people translate like that? Interesting, right? Okay, we get to the explanation in a moment. And the number 4 is called piti. The reason we need to know Pali because the Pali will not change. Whether you read today, 500 years ago, or people 500 years from now, when they come to study this teaching, they will not change. It's the same word. Depends on the translator, which vocabulary they've seen fit. So today I will show you places where they translate differently. That's why we need to somehow, it's almost unavoidable when it's come to study Dhamma to hear the Pali term and try to understand the meaning from the root, the original vocabulary, which is the Pali, right? We cannot rely on English vocabulary or some other languages, but we can find many of them as much as possible to see if they can give us a better picture to understand that one particular Pali word. Number 5 is called passaddhi. Passaddhi mean what? Mean calms of the things which disturb the mind. Okay. And rapture, piti, usually translate to rapture or joy. Sometimes deep happiness. Okay. If you read from different translators, you see different words. This is quite interesting because it's not easy to explain the meditation experience or any kind of experience, any kind of phenomena through the word, through human language. We have limitation. How can you explain how spicy of the chili, Mexican chili and Thai chili? Can you explain the difference? It's just difficult, right? It's hot, it's heat, it's burn. It's still not the real meaning of how spicy of chili is. Until you try the chili yourself, then the problem solved. Oh, okay, this is Thai chili. It's small, super powerful. When you eat, you cry. And this is Mexican chili. It's bigger. It's also hot. When you eat, you cry. But they're not the same. We can call spicy, but they are not the same taste of spiciness. That's why they come up with different terms to help reader to understand the Pali terms. Number 6 is called samadhi. Okay, samadhi we hear often, right? Samadhi is not just meditation. Okay, it's deeper than that. And the last one today is upekkha. Upekkha is not new to you. You learn the Brahma Vihara already, right? Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekkha. Metta, loving kindness. Karuna, compassion. Mudita, sympathetic joy. And Upekkha, equanimity. We learned that already in the Dhamma group 4. And now they appear here again. It's just repeat. It appears from place to place throughout the teaching of the Buddha. Start from number 1, mindfulness. People give a lot of meaning to the word mindfulness. But you have to keep in mind that where did mindfulness come from? Mindfulness comes from the Buddhist text, from Pali called sati. So if we want to know the real meaning of sati, we need to go check in the Pali dictionary. Somehow people usually translate to mindfulness. And somehow it's unclear what it means by mindfulness. And this is the meaning appear in the Abhidhamma, which is to me, I feel direct, it's very clear. So that is with mindfulness, constant mindfulness, recollection, the act of remembering, the bearing in mind, interesting, the non-forgetfulness and the right mindfulness or samma sati. This is the meaning of sati, explained in the Abhidhamma. Which one do you like? Which one makes sense to you? How can you apply this? When you see, you can apply into practice right away. That should be the meaning that you should pay attention. The recollection is good, right? You recollect, you remember. Remembering is another good one. Non-forgetful, similar, right? Remember. The reason you remember because you don't forget. And another one, the bearing in mind, this one also interesting. Bearing in mind that you are eating, not watching television. Bearing in mind that you are breathing in, you know that you're breathing in, you know that you're breathing out. You are using the breathing meditation object, not the mantra, not visualization. You with your breath fully, and you remember, I am sitting here meditating, visualizing the breathing technique. I'm gonna keep watching my breath in and out throughout my nose. Breathe in long, I know I breathe in long. Breathe in short, I know I breathe in short. Breathe out long, I know I breathe out long. Breathe out short, breathe out long, I know I breathe out short and breathe out long. That's bearing in mind. This is the real meaning of the word sati. Okay, so don't get confused. You take this as a standard meaning whenever you hear the word sati for the rest of your Dhamma study. Whatever Dhamma that you learn, you will see the word sati very often. But come back to this. Come back to this meaning, the recollection, the remembering, and the bearing in mind. And sati is not just you remember what you do in this present moment. The deeper meaning of sati, you remember. Another interesting meaning of sati that you may know, but you may not aware. You hear the word bupphe nivasa nusati yana. Bupphe nivasa nusati yana. The first knowledge, the first higher wisdom that the Buddha attained before he achieved enlightenment, right? There are three knowledge, three higher knowledge or three higher wisdom, right? Bupphe nivasa nusati yana, Juttu papayana, and asavakkhaya yana. The first one said, Bupphe nivasa nusati yana. There is a word sati, no sati. And now you see this definition. Sati mean what? Sati mean the act of remembering. So that means sati can recall the previous life experience. One life, second life, third life, and countless of life in the past. That's what the Buddha can do. So he used sati to recall his previous life experience. That's the power of sati, okay? It's not just you know what you do at the moment without analyzing it, without making any judgment. It's not just that. You bearing in mind what you do. And this gonna go along with the rest of the rest of the 6 factors that we are going to discuss about. But start from having sati first. Second, called the dhammavicaya, the investigation, the discernment, the judgment of the Dhamma. This is called dhammavicaya. In other words, when you meditate, right, you are mindful of your breathing. You breathe in and out, breathe in and out. At the moment that your mind slip away, follow some thought, some craving or aversion, the mind like yesterday experience, or the mind feel bad about someone say something to you yesterday, so the mind go after that thought. The moment that the mind about to leave your meditation object, which is your breath, if you can catch that, that means you are mindful. So sati, another one of sati is you can catch that thing in front of you, and then you analyze it, you investigate it. This is called dhammavicaya, which is similar to the word sampachanya, right? Ability to reflect, ability to investigate. Otherwise, you don't know that experience, that phenomena that is happening in front of you. So the mind must be there to investigate. So the application of the discernment to the body-mind phenomena. Body relax or not, the mind relax or not, the mind have lust or not, the mind agitate or not. Investigate. In order to apply the right effort, you see, what happens if the mind likes something and want to go out? What happens if the mind doesn't like something and want to leave the object? You need to apply the right effort right away to bring it back, giving way to enter the deeper state of meditation, or we can call the jhana state. So you're aware of the body, aware of the mind, you're mindful of your meditation technique, you're mindful of the experience that is happening. You investigate fully. Okay, that's called dhammavicaya. That's the second factor to help one, go deeper in meditation all the way up to realization of Nibbana. And the third one, viriya. Okay, we hear this word many times. Viriya usually translates as an effort, right? Persistence, perseverance. The energy, this is something that I like to elaborate a little bit. Okay, the determination, the elements of initiative. So there are many terms that you try to explain the word viriya. Viriya come from another meaning of viriya is brave. That's another interesting meaning. Energy means when you persevere, okay, it's come with the sense of joyful perseverance, joyful, effort. It's not just effort with a crowded mind, effort with agitated mind, effort with annoying minds. If you sit and you hope to have a good experience, you make an effort, the mind go out, you bring it back, the mind go out, you bring it back, but you keep complaining. When it's gonna stop? I make an effort 100 times, but you still keep going out. That's not that's not the right effort. Right effort means, you do it in a relaxing way, understand the nature of the mind. There must be the reason why the mind think too much in this session. So you reflect, oh, okay, maybe I talk too much on the phone, I check email before I meditate. That's why thought about work keep coming back to me. So you need to develop that sense of observation of the phenomena that happening to you in your meditation. And then you make an effort with a joyful mind, with energetic mind. It's okay, the mind go out. I know you go out. I'm going to bring you back. It doesn't matter you go out 100 times, 1,000 times. I'm going to keep bring you back 100 times, 1,000 times with joyful mind. Go ahead. I'm going to be here waiting for you to go out and I'm going to bring you back, right? And brave mean another interesting meaning about viriya. It means brave to do good, brave to observe precept, brave to meditate, brave to say no to alcohol, brave to say no to drug. You persevere to say no, not just one time. You have to be bold to do good. Okay? Number 4, getting more interesting, about the rapture or the word piti. Pali called piti. English give many terms that sometimes confuse. We don't know which one is best for the word piti. But commonly you would see the word joy and the word rapture when it comes to piti. What is piti? Piti is rapture. What is rapture? Rapture is joy. What is joy? Joy is a little bit happiness, not just happy. Okay? But another term that Pali used, there is something called sukha. It's not just dukkha that we learn. Dukkha translates to suffering, right? Which is not the best explanation of the word dukkha, not the best definition, but be familiar with that. It's okay for now. So there is a word dukkha and there is a word sukha, which is happiness. What's the difference between joy and happiness? How can we differentiate? This one is joy, this one is happiness, this one is piti, this one is sukha. As a meditator who meditate for many years, many hours, how do we know? Now I'm experiencing piti, now I'm experiencing sukha. The Buddha used these two terms. He did not use rapture, he did not use joy, he did not use the word happiness because he did not speak English. So our job is to understand what it means by piti. This experience is piti. That experience is sukha. Again, I'm also having a hard time to explain, okay? Because it's not easy to explain experience in any language. We will run out of words that try to explain the best describe of this and that experience. So let's using these analogies. If you think of, a guy who get lost in the desert, he's walking far away, long hour, he's still no hope, there's no water, no tree, and all of a sudden he was lucky. He finally see an oasis. The moment that he see an oasis from far away, something green over there, smell the trees, smell the water. There must be the water there. Just by seeing that from afar, that feeling is called piti. But when he get closer and closer, he arrive at that oasis. He start to jump into the water. He start to drink the water. That feeling is called sukha. He feels satisfying. He actually in that kind of feeling, which is again, it's hard to describe, right? What's the difference? But this is the idea of the difference between the word piti and the word sukha. Somehow it's appear in the Visuddhimagga. So if you find some other explanation, okay, you can share with the group as well, the difference between piti and sukha, because we're going to come across this term very often. And perhaps some of you may come across this experience and you don't know what to call it. But the Buddha call it piti, the Buddha call it sukha. And number 5, after piti, what happened? The next is passaddhi. Okay, that's another good word today. Passaddhi mean what? Passaddhi usually translate to calmness, tranquility. Okay, beautiful word. Serenity, relaxedness. The tranquility of body and mind. That's called passaddhi. So the mind, the body become one, become still. Nothing disturb the mind. The mind is ready to go deep into the state of samadhi. Passaddhi, okay, that's the idea of passaddhi. Again, it's still hard to describe, right? What's the difference between passaddhi and samadhi? Now, the mind relax, the body relax. Is that samadhi already? This is the one of the challenges of many of us who come to the teaching of the Buddha to understand the word that try to describe the experience that the Buddha and the monk in the past they experienced this, and they come up with this term for us to be used as the indicator. Okay, when it's come to yourself, have that experience as well. And the next one is called samadhi. Samadhi is what? Samadhi usually translate to meditation, right? Which is not the best translation. Samadhi, the classic definition of samadhi is the one-pointed of mind. The one-pointed of mind. There are some other term that use as well, like concentration, like immersion, the collectiveness of mind. That's another good word. The mind become collective. The mind become unifying. Another good one, unification of mind. The question is, what is being unified, or what are being unified? There must be at least two things unified together, right? That's samadhi. The foundation of serenity and the freedom of mind from distraction, 100%. The state of mind being joyful, being rapture, being still. No distraction, being focused. But it's the focus without headache, focus with happiness, focus with bliss, focus with rapture, focus with joy. You see, this is the beauty of meditation and the wisdom. Wisdom go hand in hand with happiness. Listen carefully. Wisdom in Buddhism is a wisdom that go hand in hand with happiness. That's why we should study Dhamma, because Dhamma make us happy. Not only the Dhamma that we read from the text, that also help us to live good life, like precept meditation, giving the dana, forgiveness, that make us happy as well. But also another dimension of Dhamma practice, which is the meditation. When we go in deep in our mind, we feel blissful, we feel peace, we feel calm, we feel relaxed, and we realize something called wisdom or inner intuition to help us to understand things better, to see things in a different way. That's through the meditation practice. And this is called samadhi. And the last one on the list is called upekkha or equanimity. Upekkha represents the balance, mental state characterized by impartialities, non-reactivities, and serenities. That's called upekkha. And when you study Dhamma, when you hear the word upekkha, another term that I like to mention here, which is relevant, is called yatha bhuta na yana tassana, the knowledge about knowing things as it is. Yatha bhuta means as it is. Accept the reality. You accept the reality without craving or aversion. What's the matter of this? What's important of this? You think of like, you were in line, there's a chocolate ice cream over there, and your mind crave for chocolate. You want to have that chocolate. And when you get in line, the guy in front of you take the last chocolate ice cream right in front of your eye. There's nothing left for you. At the beginning, the mind crave for chocolate. I want it. And all of a sudden, you cannot have it because someone took it. Then the mind turn to aversion, agitated. Why, not for me, why him? So you keep complaining. But yatha bhutana yanasana, or the equanimity, means there is no craving, there's no aversion in whatever phenomena that you are experiencing. Okay, you want chocolate? Okay, maybe I can have some. So I get in line, and when it's my turn, the chocolate ice cream run out. It's okay, it's run out. No aversion. I'll take it later. Or I go to the next ice cream shop. That's the equanimity, in a sense that the mind doesn't check through the craving, through the aversion. It's the balanced state of mind. The mind feel neutral. Sometimes we can find this term in the Abhidhamma said is the experience of atukkama sukha. Adukkama sukha means neither happy or unhappy, neither pleasant or unpleasant. Atukkama sukha. The mind become equanimity. But equanimity with joy, neutral with joy, neutral with energetic, not neutral with laziness, neutral with dullness of mind. No. The mind is bright, the mind is pure, the mind is in a perfect state of calmness, accepting the way they are. In your meditation practice, whatever come out, good experience, bad experience, the mind become neutral, accept as it is. Now the mind go out 100 times, accept as it is. It's okay. Go out again. I'm going to welcome it back again. I'm going to make the effort. I'm going to utilize the right effort technique that I learned to welcome the mind back again. 1,000 times, no problem. With joyful mind, accept as it is. Because today the mind is conditioned like that. But yesterday the mind was calmer than today. Yesterday experience, that was yesterday experience. But today experience, this is another experience that we have to face, that we are sitting. We have to accept whether aversion come up, whether craving come up. We just accept the mind, just stay there. The mind, just the mind, with the mind. There's nothing else. This is called Yatha Bhutana Yanasana. Okay? And I'm going to show you the importance of all of this that we just learned. Okay? And then you can apply into your meditation technique that the Buddha gave in several places. Today, let's touch on these two sutras that I researched and share with you today. Being joyful, rapture spring up. Being joyful, rapture spring up. When the mind is full of rapture, the body become tranquil. Okay, joyful, rapture, tranquil. When the body is tranquil, they feel bliss. That's number 4. And when blissful, the mind become immersed in samadhi. That's number 5. You see, before you get to the state of mind, that the mind becomes still, the state of samadhi, these are the indicator, the joy, the rapture, the tranquil, the bliss. In other words, we can group all of them to the word happiness. But there are many layers of happiness. Happiness can start from, I'm okay. Okay, I'm content. Whether hot, cold, sit like this, dress like this, I'm okay. That's happiness too, right? But if you're not okay, then you're not happy. But happiness start from you okay, and then after 5 minutes, I feel better. I like it. This technique, this temperature, this room, I like it. And it go from there. It's more, you feel more and more content. You feel more and more joyful in your sitting. You don't want to leave the seat. But we don't know what to call that. Each layer of happiness that keep increasing. We just don't know how to invent the vocabulary to explain that particular moment of happiness that we are experiencing. So joy and then rapture spring up, and then tranquility of the body. When the body is tranquil, peace and calm, then they feel bliss. They mean both body and mind feel bliss. And when blissful, the mind become immersed in samadhi. That is why if you are not relaxed, you cannot enter the deep state of samadhi. Relax the body, relax the mind. Happy is the foundation. Happiness, joyful mind is the foundation of having good samadhi or good meditation. Now you see from your own eye. Not from me, but from the Buddha, from the teaching of the Buddha. This one, another detail that I really want to share with you before we finish. This is the indicator of meditation too, in my view. How do you know you meditate correctly? This is another one that we can use as a framework, as an indicator. The Buddha gave the teaching to Ananda, or the personal. Ananda is the personal attendant of the Buddha. The Buddha said one time, the purpose and benefit of wholesome virtues, or sila, is non-regret. Okay, now you know why you should observe precept. And the precept is the precursor to samadhi. People say, oh, Lopi, can I just meditate? I don't want to observe precept. The answer is very clear. The answer is no. If you want to be success in your meditation, if you want to be happy in life, precept or sila is the prerequisite, is the precursor before you can have a good samadhi or meditation. The purpose of and benefit of non-regret is joy. Joy in Thai in Pali we call pramod. Okay, pramod. And we don't know what to call pramod in English. So let's use the word joy. The purpose and benefit of joy is piti. Okay, piti. Let's translate to rapture. After joy, you have piti. And the purpose and the purpose and benefit of rapture is tranquility, which is passaddhi. You see? They support each other. When the mind is joy, the mind feel rapture. When the mind is rapture, it leads to tranquility. And the purpose and benefit of tranquility is pleasure. Now sukha sometimes translate to happiness. Depend on the translator. We can use happiness here just to be coherent. The purpose and benefit of pleasure is concentration or samadhi. Okay. See, we cannot come this far without observing precept. You see the importance of precept. And then the purpose and benefit of concentration is knowledge and vision of things as they really are, which is again yatha bhuta na yana tassana. The purpose and benefit of knowledge and vision of things as they really are is nibbita and viraka, or the disenchantment and the dispassion. Wow, interesting. The purpose and benefit of disenchantment or nibbita and dispassion or viraka is the knowledge and vision of liberation. This is called vimutti. Thus, Ananda, wholesome virtuous behavior progressively lead to the foremost. Basically, all of this cannot be happen without a man observing precept or become a virtuous person first. Then you go meditate. And usually, in most cases, the Buddha usually don't just teach someone to meditate. Start from something basic. Start from observing precept first. Know what you can do, what you cannot do. Know what you should do, what you should not do. And when the mind is soft and comfortable with that, become a virtuous man, an ethical man, then he will start introduce the meditation object to the student. Because if we meditate with the guilty mind, remorse, something we feel bad with our wrong action or wrongdoing, then the mind cannot go deep in meditation. Forget about go deep. The mind cannot even be still. Every 5 minutes go out, every 1 minute go out, it feels guilty. Precept lead to joy. Joy lead to rapture. Rapture lead to tranquility. Tranquility lead to happiness. Happiness lead to the state of samadhi, okay, or concentration. And that will lead to something higher than that, which is to see things the way they are, the yatha bhutana yanasana. And then will lead to disenchant. The mind just see no point of clinging on these 5 aggregates, no point of clinging on that person, that object. It's just feeling bore of attachment, okay, not bore of meditation. See things the way they are. The 5 aggregate is ugliness, is loathsomeness, nobody beautiful, nobody handsome. So the mind turn away from those sense desire, and the mind come back, and the mind let go. This enchantment is the higher state of let go. You see, how can you let go something like this if you never give material thing, right? So start from dana, and then observe sila, and then the bhavana or samadhi later on. They support each other. Then you can let go something big, like let go the defilement, let go the craving, let go the aversion later on. And nibbita viraka, this enchantment leads to dispassion. Completely nothing to cling on. Nothing is worth clinging on. Human, animal, object is nothing in this world that worth clinging on. And then it leads to the right liberation. Realize nibbana at the end of that meditation journey of a person who start walking down this path.